right. 30 October 2025. And today I'm excited to be giving you the morning update on Tuesday. So today is the Thursday. Oh my God. Tuesday, Thursday. It's amazing. So today is the Thursday and we've got a lot to cover. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover, including one of the most important events that is going to take place in Zimbabwe. That is the arrival of Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote.
I'm just very excited that Alhaji is coming to Zimbabwe in the next 2 weeks or so, or soon.
Yes, in about 2 weeks, on the 12th.
You said this time you think you drop some money, right?
I'm ready to drop.
Wonderful, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so Aliko Dangote has confirmed that he's going to arrive in Zimbabwe on the 12th of November. So this is a very important day, 12th November. That is on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 2 weeks from now, we're going to see Aliko Dangote arriving in Zimbabwe. And very interesting characters are behind his arrival in Zimbabwe. So there's a young lady who is a journalist who is called Josey. You can see her here with Aliko Dangote in multiple photos. So on multiple days, she has been with Aliko Dangote at his offices, and you have also seen Vimbai Mutiniri. I think that's correct here. So these are the people that are behind Aliko Dangote, who is going to be coming to Zimbabwe. And his visit to Zimbabwe is to do with an investment that has been approved. So he's going to meet Mnangagwa and they are going to finalize the investment. So the investment will result in the construction of a plant. So the plant will be in one place and it will cover everything. So that is what they've agreed according to multiple international sources. And as I said, JoseyM here is behind the actual arrangements, but there is another person whose picture I don't have right now. And that guy is the one who set up everything. He's called Sikhosana. So Sikhosana is a group executive of Bard Santner Markets Inc. And he is the one who set up the whole deal in June when there was a meeting of the Afreximbank in Abuja. So that is how the deal came together, with Aliko Dangote obviously coming to Zimbabwe to set up and finalize the deal. Aliko Dangote is already having presence in Zambia. So I believe that is also going to go to Zambia, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a very important event that is going to take place. I've got my opinion about it, but I will reserve them for today. I've already given enough opinions on the coming here of Dangote. All right, let's quickly run through the news. I've got a lot to cover today, and today is one of those days when it's very, very busy. Let's start with the death of Mtangadura murder suspect. So another murder suspect in the Mtangadura case has passed away. And this one is called Vengesai Mtasa. He was caught by police in Sanyati this weekend, and he was reportedly beaten or killed by police during that interaction. So I saw him being caught by the police. He was still alive. So I don't know at which point he has passed away, because according to the H Metro newspaper, there are reports that he has passed away. So Joseph Mtangadura was killed at his home, Mtanga's hideout. And this young man was caught after he killed a policeman this weekend in Sanyati. So he went to the police station and shot one policeman dead, and then the other was injured after he accused the police of stealing money from his house, $1,000. So according to the H Metro newspaper, this young man has died. and therefore all the two suspects that were not in jail have died. So now we don't know what happened because the two people who are accused of killing Mtangadora are dead. So that is crazy and unbelievable. Then, as I said, we obviously have Dangote coming, and this is after he's been away for 15 years. So he last, that is 10 years, sorry. He last came to Zimbabwe 10 years ago, and when they asked him for bribes, as I said, he did not want to come back again. So that work that is being done by Josey Mahachi and Wembai Mtiniri, among other people, is causing him to come back to Zimbabwe. And then we've got a big story. Bridget Mpe is currently in Zimbabwe. Bridget Mpe has met Mnangagwa, and this comes after the Pan-African Parliament is in Zimbabwe. So she is discussing with Mnangagwa regarding a possible investment in Zimbabwe after she closed a gold mine in Zimbabwe in the past, and she believes that she can now resuscitate a mine in Zimbabwe. So this is very interesting. If you go and check it out in all the newspapers, I believe that we're going to see it in all the newspapers. Then we've also seen other things taking place. And if you go to H Metro newspaper, you're going to see much more stories over there. So let's now quickly go through the newspapers. We're going to start with the Business Day newspaper of South Africa. Apologies, my network seems to be behaving today. It's raining very heavily here where I am. For the past 3 days, I've had rain. So my network is not so good during the rain, but let's quickly go through it. So looking at the Business Day, which is the biggest newspaper in South Africa, in business newspaper in South Africa, let's look at this big story here at the front. And always, as usual, we've got new study highlights 100 billion South Africa upside. Research shows how country can shift from incremental progress to sustainable growth. And the University of Oxford says SA can create 250,000 jobs in the next 5 years if it doubles down on reindustrialization effort. And then here we've got South African players celebrate after winning their semi-final match against England in Guwahati, India. So these are the young ladies who are playing cricket over here. And then let me quickly look at the markets. In the markets, in fact, let me go to cars. Today is one of the biggest days for cars. And there's a new car that is on the market. I seen it yesterday being advertised. And this is one of the biggest and best cars for people who don't have a lot of money but want to buy a 4x4. So this is the T1 Jeto. It is a 4 models, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. There's so much excitement about this car here because it's like driving a Range Rover for the price of a Yaris. This is how it is. So if you like these big cars, come to South Africa and buy yourself one. These are amazing. And look at that price, so cheap. And you can go all over. You can go to Gutu, you can go to Matopo, you can even go to Victoria Falls on that terrible road. This is an amazing car. Like, it's huge. And I'm going to share it with you on the site, all the specs. But the Jato is doing very, very well here in South Africa. Then let's go to the Herald newspaper. I want to quickly go to Herald newspaper of Zimbabwe. Herald is a very big newspaper. On Thursday, they do a lot. They produce one of the biggest newspapers. So let's see what is in the Herald newspaper. Today, I'm going to be traveling. So you probably won't see me during the day. I'm going back to my home. As you are aware, Nyokema Bunu has been in court yesterday, and the case was postponed. So I was over there yesterday, and on Tuesday we're going to be back in court. So I'll be back in court again on Tuesday. All right, let's look at the Herald newspaper. The Herald newspaper says statutory instrument 87 of 2025 does not apply to the production and sale of wheat, and therefore cannot be used to justify any increase in the price of bread, government and major mining industry stakeholders have said. So I don't know what special instrument, statutory instrument 87 is, but someone has been using it to increase the price of bread. You can also see Mnangagwa over at Mutare, and then you can see Bridget Mpe here, as I just showed you, and then the silos at GMB are over here. They're massive silos. They are AI silos. Now I know what AI silos means. And then let's see other things that are happening. First Lady meets heroine of Chieza. So that is the young lady who delivered a baby. She has met Oxley Mnangagwa. And then what else do we have? Let's go to the markets and see if there's anything on the markets. Zimbabwe's markets are totally dead right now. Let's look at the press statement. Update on winter wheat production and marketing arrangements. I don't do winter wheat. And then let's see what else is here. The police officers, Tawane Yu Bajila, Makompero Ziwa, and Sadat Kader, stationed at ZRP General Head Office, appeared at Harare Magistrate Court, faces charges of theft after they allegedly stole police uniforms and sold them illegally. You can see that someone has got a big stick right behind them, I think, but they are appearing for selling police uniform. And then husband to split fees with wife in maintenance roles. So this newspaper is big. You can go and check out the Herald newspaper. And then let's look at something else of interest here. Varun Beverages sues landmark Carlsberg deal. So I think they're now going to be signed an agreement with the global beer giant Carlsberg for the African market, with the Zimbabwe set to spearhead this first phase of the rollout. So they're going to be selling beer, Varun Beverages, and then National Tire Service 6 delisting from the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange. So this is a big newspaper today. Go check it out. That is a lot of stories. And then going into the Tanzania, we have a big problem in Tanzania right now. A curfew has been declared in Tanzania. So starting yesterday, a curfew has been declared after violence broke out when young people started demonstrating. And this follows the disqualification of popular opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who is currently in jail. Since April, he has been in jail and was unable to contest in the elections. And this has resulted in widespread protests around the country. So there's widespread protest around the country. That is because people believe that these elections are not going to be free and fair, obviously. And SADC is over there. No one else is observing the elections. SADC not doing well because they allowed the situation to get out of hand. So I hope that this doesn't end up in more death. A lot of people have already been taken to hospital after massive beatings by police. But I can see that the police and soldiers are avoiding beating up people. But as it stands right now, that election is not credible at all. Then let's go to the Chronicle of Zimbabwe. You can see that in the Chronicle, high-tech fight against hunger. That is the opening of the silos at Mutare. I'm trying to see what else is in this newspaper. And then Genfan had to open the Saba in Victoria Falls. I don't know why that happened. Where is Chiwenga? Chiwenga is missing in action. Then online debate on kidnapped schoolgirl exposes gender problems. And then Zimbabwe National Army, they visited. Taken to a tour of the Kami complex by Officer Commanding Blawayo, Commissioner Mukulu Nyelwa Ngwenya. So that is the army. A whole bunch of army guys, they're around Material, and we'll show you details of this later on. So I think we've covered most of the stuff. There is Zida. Mr Tafadzwa Chinamo, investment pipeline hits 3.26 billion in Q3. I'm going to unpack for you who are the investors here on Gambakwe. We're going to unpack it so that you understand who is investing. I'm sure Dangote's 1 billion is one of the amounts that they're talking about here. See, they're not doing well at all. They are not leading in terms of communicating what is happening with investments. When you try to understand who is investing in Zimbabwe, you have to get it from Mnangagwa's office. I know that Zida is now under Mnangagwa's office, but it doesn't make sense. There is a massive problem when you try to deal with Zida. When I went to Zimbabwe, Zida is supposed to have a one-stop shop. When I arrived there, no one knew where everyone was. I kept being taken from one place to another, and it took us more than 6 months to get our company registered. So to register Gambakwe Media, it took more than 6 months. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it myself up to this day that it took that long. And then on top of that, when we wanted to do investments in the real estate sector, we kept going around, and eventually we left the whole thing. It didn't work. And when it comes to coordinating with councils, all the councils in Zimbabwe have got a master plan. There's no coordination between Zida and the councils. So if you're an investor, it's going to be very difficult for you to invest in Zimbabwe. That's why the American investors who came to Zimbabwe have never returned. And that is also why most of the investors who come to the country don't return. Let's hope that Dangote is going to return. But I do not think it's going to return, because there's actually no value in investing in Zimbabwe. At the moment, the value proposition is not there. The asset is poor and the infrastructure is poor. So you also have a lot of problems with Forex, and basically Zimbabwe is not there yet. The technology is not there. It's very difficult to transact, and there's a shortage of foreign currency. Multiple companies are failing to take their money out of Zimbabwe, including airlines from South Africa are failing to take their money out of South Africa. It's terrible, and it's very bad. And Bridget Mpe did mention it when she was talking to Mnangagwa yesterday. She mentioned that they ended up leaving because they were using vouchers in Zimbabwe. And the man I'm displaying here is Abo Grupira. He is a managing director at Zimbabwe Electricity Company. He was fired yesterday for switching off the power. They are blaming him for the power being cut at ZANU-PF conference in Mutare when Mnangagwa was talking, and also at the parliament building. So the letter that they've sent out is that is responsible for those two incidents, that is in Mutare and at parliament. And then the man who killed the two girls has appeared in court. That is Tevoko Mnisi over here. He has appeared in court yesterday, and he's abandoned his bail application. So apparently there was a quarrel. He was in a relationship with one of the girls, and it was an abusive relationship, which it ended up in him murdering the two girls after one of the girls says she no longer wanted to continue with their relationships. Okay, I now want to go to, let's go to H Metro. Sadly, in H Metro, Prophet Java sister is featuring Mavis Java Madziva Nzira. She's featuring over there. You can go and check out why she's featuring. It's got nothing to do with me, but she's featuring over there. It's crazy. Apparently, she is into something very interesting, and it's been happening for a long, long time. So go check it out in the H Metro newspaper. It's so sad to see a young lady involved in such things. And then let's go to a few other newspapers. I'm going to look at the Sowetan newspaper, and then we'll look at the Star, and then we'll go to our people. So in the Sowetan newspaper, so if you watch me, you are done for the day. You don't have to look at any other news. You are done. You know what's happening across the whole region. So, unholy heist, Santon Church held fundraiser a day before a daring robbery by 12 thieves armed with the tools to open safes. After a 3-hour raid, the Methodist branch urges method to use electronic payments for offerings. So It was crazy. It was crazy. And then 250,000 reward donated to families after arrest. So the Aubrey Tau Foundation has announced it will donate 250,000 to the families of 2 young girls who were killed in a double murder. So this is Tiamo Moramaga and Baseleng Moramaga. They're the 2 girls who were killed by Teboho Mnisi here. So there was a reward which had been offered for him to be found. When he was found by police, the money is then going to go to the families. That is a good gesture. And then let's see if there's anything else of interest here. The young girls, obviously, featuring here. The cricket, it's all over. I wanted to see how much money was stolen at the church, how much was donated, but it seems like, okay, there is the church. So that is the Bryanston Methodist Church. These churches are massive here. Churches are big. So let's see how much money was stolen. From here, I'm quickly scanning to see if there's an amount. Yes, some groupings have surpassed their target, with one group reporting to have gone from 25,000 to 30,000. So the insider said there were several clusters within the church, all of which were given targets to meet, and there were 5,000 members in the church. So it's crazy. Said no one was physically harmed during the incident, as 12 men arrived and raided the church at 10 p.m. So thieves are targeting churches because churches are easy targets. No one will shoot you back in a church, I hope. Most people in church don't carry a gun, they carry a Bible. So that is what they think. And it's so sad to see people doing this. How can someone steal from a church? That is very bad. Stealing from a church is the worst thing. Only pastors are allowed to steal from a church. Then let's look at the Star. I'm looking for the Star newspaper here before I go, because the Star newspaper is big in Gauteng. So let's look at the 2 girls. They're featuring in every single newspaper. So they are the 2 girls over here. So that is Tiamo and Leseng. So sad to see that they were killed under these circumstances. And then Gwamanda raises no confidence in Morero risking GNU. This is local politics. And then Sanderwold embroiled in contract dispute with the Gulam Vadwa. So I want to show you who Gulam Vadwa is. Gauteng police say they are continuing to investigate the social media abuse case opened by former cabinet minister Lindo Sisulu against activist Gulam Vadwa, as Vadwa finds himself in a spat with the Sunday World newspaper over a reneged contract. So this is one of the biggest accounts, Twitter accounts in South Africa. And a year later, there has been no reported arrests or developments, despite the fact that Vadwa has taken to X that he had signed a binding sales agency agreement with Fundudzi Media Sanderwold. Vadwa claims that he has at least 6 months contract with the newspaper, which was recently purchased by new owners. So he had a contract to be paid, and he was not paid. Right, I think we've covered everything. Let's go to our people. Let's go to our people on Facebook. In fact, we've got some of the most interesting things happening here. And I want to start with Madam Boss. Let's see what she's up to today. Where is Chiwenga? Where is Chiwenga? Where is Chiwenga? So Madam Boss is not selling anything new here today. And then let's go to Mini. Mini, the things that Mnangagwa is about to do to Mini, she cannot imagine. So there's some artwork here. You can go check it out. Zimbabwe has got talent. Thank you, Bev, BV Label Architecture, for this illustration. She is looking amazing. I like it. That is Mini over here with natural hair. And then let's look if there's anything else of interest. President Dumaboko was saying what's happening with President Dumaboko. He has just, as we bid farewell to the beautiful city of Geneva, our hearts are filled with the joy. So let's see what's happening. Okay, no music. So that is President Dubaboko leaving Geneva over here. Very nice, nice planes, nice plane, nice cars. And you can see him also here. He showed us meeting those people from Botswana. That is at the embassy of Botswana, looking very well and very nice. And then let's go to President Hakainde Hichilema. I'm going to start with Chido Sanyatwe. She still got the same picture. And then President Hakainde Hichilema over here. He's saying sometimes the meetings that we are not on my schedule are the ones I love the most. So he's meeting through the window with the people that are saving food. I guess very interesting picture. President Hakainde Hichilema, go check it out. And then obviously we saw that yesterday. Upon Chinguri has tweeted. I'm going to show you what she tweeted. So let's go to X. Upon Chinguri, she tweets a lot more than she goes on Facebook. So let me show you what she has tweeted. So that is Opam Chinguri over here. State of the Nation address addressed by His Excellency President Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, Chancellor of all 14 universities, Commander-in-Chief of the National Army, and Munumutapa. Munumutapa. Over there, that's crazy. And then let's see, what is Oppo saying? Protesting in Namibia, sorry, in Tanzania, so sad. And then let's go to, I want to talk about Oppo after this. Let's go to Chamisa, and then we'll go to Sanyatwe now out. So Chamisa, my homeboy, let's see what he's saying. He's talking about never take the citizens for granted. He never did this when he said he won the elections. So he is only talking about other people protesting. Chamisa will never protest. He will never launch. I can assure you that Chamisa will never launch a party. He will never protest. He's more like an activist now. He needs to lead if he wants to do this kind of thing. It's not easy. And if you don't want to go to jail, you will never be able to lead the country. If you are scared of going to jail, you will never go to the presidency. Unfortunately, Tendai Biti and Job Scholar, they were out yesterday. None of them wants to take leadership, unfortunately. So between the two guys, they will never take leadership. They will keep talking about it, but they will never, ever. You will never see Tendai Biti declaring that I want to be president. You will never see Job Scholar declaring that she wants to be president. You will never see Mahere declaring that they want to be president. They don't want to be at the front. They want Chamisa at the front. And Chamisa is not there. So it's going to be very difficult. Look at young Kuda Mnangagwa, what he's doing. Young Kuda is out and about. Young Kuda Mnangagwa was out yesterday. He's visiting someone called Shepherd Marime, who had an accident after he attacked Chiwenga. So Themba Mliswa is saying Chiwenga is behind the accident. It's crazy. I can't believe that Themba Mliswa says such a thing. Go and check it out. But Kuda Mnangagwa is out and about. Mnangagwa is grooming these youngsters. They are on the high table. So when things happen, they are there. Let's see if he's in this picture. He is there. Yesterday he was at Mutare. They are removing Chiwenga. They are putting Kuda Mnangagwa. They are putting Emerson Jr. The only person I'm not seeing is Sean. Sean is the only person I'm not seeing these days. But you can clearly see that they are working on grooming these youngsters. And our opposition leaders, they are not ready to lead. It's so sad. Then let's go to the final thing, which is to look at the comments. And then Gambakwe never apologized to his audience, even if he knows he has lied. I don't lie. Gambakwe, what is the status of ED? Is gone mantra. Yes, Mnangagwa is gone. 2028 is around the corner. And then Uganda everywhere. Yes, Uganda are winning. Someone says there's no sound. I'm sure no one would have been here if there was no sound. So what are your main headlines, Gambakwe? Yes, our main headlines is that Dangote is going to be coming to Zimbabwe on the 12th. So Dangote is coming to Zimbabwe on the 12th, and he has been brought to Zimbabwe by the work of people like Josey Mahachi. So you can see Josey here. She was part of a delegation that traveled to meet him. And I think this one is Vimbai Mtineri. So he has made the announcement here.
I'm just very excited that Al Haji is coming to Zimbabwe in the next 2 weeks or so, or soon.
Yes,
soon.
in about 2 weeks on the 12th.
You said this time you think you will drop some money, right?
I'm ready to drop.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So he's coming on the 12th, and he's going to be investing $1 billion if they agree. So I want to, today I don't want to give my opinions on Dangote. You know why I don't want to give my opinions on Dangote? 1 billion is not a lot of money. It's nothing. So what do we need in Zimbabwe? We need to get in at least 200 billion, 100 billion to come back to normal, and then 100 billion to normalize the economy. I've got my opinions on what's been done. I speak a lot every day. I'm here 3 times or more. So I don't want to keep giving my opinions. Let's talk about what is happening, which is Dangote coming. He's coming to Zimbabwe. Let's see how it goes. There are some things that Mnangagwa has done well. So let me tell you what Mnangagwa has done well. Mnangagwa has taken us away from what Mugabe was like. The problem with Mugabe was he never had any economic program. What is the difference between Mnangagwa and Mugabe? Mnangagwa's projects don't involve locals. He doesn't see locals as investors. So everything has to be centralized. That is the problem with Mnangagwa. So while Mnangagwa has improved from Mugabe, centralization and use of people around him is the problem. So eventually, investment is now being done in Mnangagwa's office. Institutions that are supposed to do investment no longer have a part to play. So the next president's job is to remove centralization. So mark my word, if you decentralize in Zimbabwe, you're going to do so well. And obviously, that is the plan, that we have to decentralize and to remove this concentration which is happening in Mnangagwa's office. It will never work. One man cannot do everything, which is what Mnangagwa is trying to do. So while he does Trababalas, he's going to wait, and then he goes to Mavuku. He has to be in everything. If Mnangagwa is not in everything, it won't work. He wants to be there. Akafanana nevamwe vaya vaita mabusiness kudhara vasingadi kutaura nemazita vaiti vanogara pamusoro peshop yavo, and then vana vavo vanenge vari mushop futi, and vakadzi vavo. That is the approach that Mnangagwa uses. Its centralization is a big problem under Mnangagwa. So I'm sure Muno understand that. But what is the problem? Centralization under Mnangagwa, biggest problem, use of 1 or 2 companies to do everything. Tagwire doing everything. Right now, all the roads have stopped because Tagwire is busy at Fig Force. He can't also be at Chirundu. He can't also be on Mashingo Road. So everything stops. And if a project doesn't have someone that is approved by Mnangagwa, it doesn't work. And therefore, the whole country has suffered. I'm sure that's clear. What is the weaknesses of Mnangagwa? I'm giving opinions, yes. I'm giving opinions, obviously. You said pastors are only allowed to steal from church, so maybe 12 men gang were pastors. No matter what, you said 12 pastors went into the church to steal. It's possible, but I don't think they'll come with guns. Right, I think I've covered most of the newspapers I want to cover. Let me see if I've forgotten anything. Guys, support us, support Move. And I would like to make an announcement. If you bought Move in the past month and your bag has a zipper, you must WhatsApp me immediately. We don't sell Move with a zipper bag. So just give me a second to go and to walk to my drawer and pick up my bag. So just a second, I want to show you. Okay, so I'm back. Let me explain very carefully. Mve is a very powerful herb. Here is my bag. This is my bag. Here. It's got yellow at the front. It's got silver at the back. That's our bag. It does not have any opening anyway. So there's no opening. It was vacuum sealed at the factory. So no one ever touches the powder. If you see your packet with anything like a little opening at the top here or a little, so your bag must be sealed. Of course, it's gonna have somewhere for you to open, but it's not open. If you bought Mve and your Mve has got a zipper bag, it's not ours. Even if it's got my picture, people are faking it. This is the original. If yours has got a zipper bag, don't use Mve with a zipper bag because someone would have had to put it by hand and it had to be dried in an open. Ours is dried in a factory, an ISO certified factory. So if you bought any Mve that has got a zipper bag, WhatsApp me here. WhatsApp me on this number so that we can address the issue. We don't have any Mve that is open. I don't sell that at all because Mve is supposed to be sealed. It's a very powerful herb which treats powerful things like cancer and all that. So it's not a thing that you can just mix willy-nilly. And I'm not responsible if you use a packet that's not mine. So ours is different and my label is transparent. If your label is not transparent, it's not mine. And don't even look at my face. Because some people have been going and photographing this picture that I'm showing now and then sticking my picture on it. So I don't know why people do that crazy thing. Using my face to sell the wrong thing. I don't like it. So mine is transparent. Mine is yellow at the front. They cannot fake this paper. It's been made this way for a reason. You can't fake this paper. It's not available anywhere else because our factory has done it on purpose. Yellow at the front, silver at the back. Never. You can't see anyone else with that thing except Gambakwe. So buy the correct thing. WhatsApp me. Don't buy the wrong thing. And don't buy a cheap product. Munofira mahara. Munofira mahara. Buy the correct thing. Gambakwe, what are the testimonies of your Mve? 150 people a month buy Mve from me. That is our sponsor. So buy from the right guy. WhatsApp me and buy one. I'm talking about that December. Atidi muna noti tricha pa hotera. Asina gunpowder. Gunpowder. Okay. I think we've covered everything. As NASO students, sorry, as not students from MSU, they went to court yesterday at Mashingo and they lost. So they are continuing to be suspended. You can go to Gambakwe and check out details of this story. So they were suspended for 3 months and they wanted to be reinstated. And they have been, they've lost the case. So they are on suspension. They're continuing on suspension. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I talk for so long. I'm talking longer than Makandiwa. Makandiwa. And I will see you guys a little bit later. Let's say when I arrive. Yes. So I'm saying I'll see you later because today I'm traveling. And as I said, support us. Make sure that things happen. We don't suffer. Under Mnangagwa, things are not moving. And then obviously I'm going to be contesting in Kulumane as soon as ZEC proclaims. So the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission will proclaim, and then I'll contest it there. I'll be the candidate. I'll be an MP. You'll be able to see me streaming in Parliament. When we start streaming after we finish, you will know so much about Parliament like never before. You will know everything about what is happening in Parliament of Zimbabwe. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And I'll see you again a little bit later. And a good day to you all. Yes.